we have the pleasure of having Edna Pines with us, talking about her business. So Edna, introduce yourself to everyone and tell us what you do.
Hello, thank you for interviewing me. My name is Edna Pines. I am the first generation immigrant living in San Diego as a local artist, a contemporary artist. Um, I have a beautiful studio gallery in the heart of the village in La Jolla on Fay Avenue that is open to public, and that's where I do most of my creative work.
Okay, and where did you immigrate from?
I'm from Iran, from Middle East.
Okay.
A long time ago. My cousin was unfortunately wrongfully executed because he was Jewish, and he was a very well-known figure. So the new regime wanted to get rid of him in order to get rid of the population of Jewish people peacefully and confiscate all of their wealth. And
Wow.
that's how I ended up leaving during the revolution. I was only 14.
Yeah, well, let me say for everyone here, we're really happy that you're here with us and that you escaped from that kind of environment. So tell me, when did you start your business?
I've always been creative. Ever since I was a kid, I always enjoyed making things with my hands, whether it was arts and crafts, whether it was sketching. Um, when I came to the US, I took it to the next level. I took a lot of classes over the years. When my daughters became adult, they didn't need me to be around as much.
Right.
So I took it more seriously. I took myself more seriously, and I needed to follow the passion I had. I felt it was my calling because I was happiest every time that I painted or I sketched something. It was the happiest moment in the day for me. So I always wanted to follow that dream, and I'm so glad I followed this journey and seeing where it's taking me and how far I have come along.
Okay, that's great. Yeah, a lot of times, especially with moms, we have to go through that process and raise the children, and then we finally can look inside ourselves and see what it is that we want to do and what makes us really happy. So I'm happy that you did that. Behind you, I'm guessing, is a lot of your work.
Oh yes, this is my gallery at home that I have a few of my pieces here, but most of my pieces are in my studio on Fay Avenue.
Okay. What's the address of your studio, just so everyone knows?
Sure, absolutely. I would love to have everybody come over. 7752 Fay Avenue, and it is Suite C as in cat, and it's in La Jolla. And my location has very easy access to parking, easy to find, and it's like a little hidden treasure.
Okay, sounds great. I'm going to have to come over and see it. It sounds beautiful.
Yes, thank you.
So, what made you have the desire to have the studio where you have it? Was there a particular reason? I know La Jolla is full of art and beauty, and I can understand that location. But is that what made you choose that area?
I lived here for a very long time, so La Jolla is basically my background, my backyard, and I love living in San Diego. I wanted to connect with my community. I love people. I love talking to people. I love getting to know their stories, getting to know their lives, and socialize and interact with people. So having my gallery at home didn't give me that chance. Not as much, even though I had receptions at my house and I had people coming to visit me. But it is so much nicer when you have a location where people can easily come and go as they please. They can call me, set an appointment, and I'm happy to see them, explain my work, explain who I am as an artist, how I became an artist, why, um, the story behind each painting, what motivated me, just talking as two human. And it's been a beautiful journey.
I think whenever people pick art, they pick it for a number of reasons. And I think when they know the story behind it, it makes it even more personal to them because they relate to it. So do you do primarily landscapes, or do you do every kind of art?
Well, since I've been painting for such a long time, because of that, I've been able to create the collections of works in variety of styles. I use palette knives, I use brushes, sometimes I use my fingers. uh, And I have, if you don't know what palette knives are, this is
Wow.
just
Okay.
some of them. And there are smaller and bigger ones, depending on what you're painting. For example, the paintings behind me, I use this primarily. And I use this one for little detail work.
Yeah. Wow.
Very thin,
And here I
very
thought,
fine.
and here I thought artists only use brushes. See how ignorant I
No,
am?
no, no. You have your typical artist brush that goes as big as this and bigger and as tiny as this one. I don't know
Wow.
if you can see it or not. So that's sometimes I mix them in a painting. I use acrylic and I use oil. I work on canvases as well as um, uh, wood panels.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah,
Cool.
I enjoy doing that. Yeah.
So was your education background in art?
To some degree, I would say yes. After college, I took a lot of classes by professionals. I took private classes as well. Um, I was able to get into jury shows. I was picked and applied to a lot of galleries that they were sweet enough to represent me. I've had beautiful experiences working as a solo exhibition and a group exhibition that I had done in the past, and been able to get commissions from it, have sold a lot of pieces. I still have a lot of work that is available on my website because I'm constantly painting, I'm constantly creating. It's my happy place.
Yeah, exactly.
I love doing that.
I was going to say that. So I think that you said that you feel happiest when you're painting.
I
And
am.
that's, of course, why the paintings look as well as they do, because you're a happy person doing them. How
Yes,
long
I
does it,
put all my heart and soul and love into every piece that I make. And art has given me a voice and freedom to express myself. And this is something as a woman I want to give to the viewer. Most of my paintings are all about happy colors, bright colors, joy, self worth. And I want to be able to um, give that back to my viewers.
well, I don't think there's anything that gives you more joy than getting up in the morning and looking at a beautiful painting hanging in your house. I
Yeah,
mean,
it does make a difference.
yeah. So you work both on commissions, you commission people, and people can commission you to do a piece of art for them?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay.
And the process is very easy. They can either send me pictures of the littlest thing in around their house where they want to put the painting. It could be a pillow, it could be blanket, color of the floor, and then they can pick and choose what style they like, and I can easily create that. And I'm happy to go to their homes and get to know them, ask a few questions, and help them connect with the piece. And a lot of times I write or I do hidden messages in my paintings for them. So it makes it a little bit more um, unique for
Right.
them.
That's great. So when did you realize that this was going to be your calling?
That's a very good question. The very first time I ever sold a piece to a total stranger, to a total stranger,
Right.
um, I went to frame my paintings and somebody saw it and goes, "Oh, these are so beautiful. Where can I buy one?" And I said, "I painted it." She got really excited. She goes, "Oh, could you please do a painting of my family in this setting and do a commission for me?" I said, "Absolutely." So I did it. She was thrilled. The family were very happy. Um, when she saw it, she had tears
Uh,
of joy, which made me cry
of
of
course,
joy
yeah.
because you make that connection. It's very priceless. And ever since then, I got the courage. I called myself artist after that
Okay.
because I always told my family not to the day that I sell a painting to a total stranger that I can call myself an artist. I wasn't confident enough. But
Yeah,
after that, um, it felt really amazing. Um, and because of all these little experiences that I had over the years by selling and interacting with people and public, I got into so many beautiful galleries. And that gave me thinking, that made me think, it's time. It's time that I step up my game and do something that is meaningful for me. It's been something I've always wanted to do in my life. I didn't have the courage to do it because it's a very scary step. It's not easy, especially when English is not your first language, especially if you don't like doing computer tasks and it's difficult. And all I want to do is paint and use that energy and creative love that I have to create on canvases.
right. It's funny though that you say that you didn't feel like you were an artist until a stranger bought a piece of your work. And it's funny in most of the creative fields, that's what I find. I mean, my background is as a writer and I teach writing classes. And in the classes, the same thing happens until the writer sells something, they don't feel like they're really a writer, when in reality, they've been a writer all their lives.
True,
So
very true, very true.
what would you suggest to someone just coming up in the art field and being in the position you were maybe 10 years ago, where you want to do this, but a lot of times society kind of scares us because if you're in the arts, they're like, well, that's a nice hobby, but you're doing it as a living, it's not so easy. So, what would you tell a new artist that is thinking about going the pro route, but has a little fear of doing it?
I would tell them, go with your instinct. If it's something that you really want to do, and be prepared to do a lot of uh, work and put a lot of time into it. But if it is your passion, you owe it to yourself to please go ahead and do it. Don't let anyone or anything around you scare you off. You have nothing to lose. And at the end of the day, if you don't, you will regret it. When you look back, you will regret it. Why didn't I do it sooner?
Yeah, it's
And it's never too
amazing.
late. It's never too late. At any age, you
No,
can.
and you see people all the time that, after they retire from their regular work, then they decide to do what they really wanted to do because they kind of feel they have like a safety net. But it's a shame because they wasted so many years not doing what they love doing. And I
Yes.
know, I know you're happy places painting, and I know you love what you do. Is there anything you don't like about what you do?
Anything that has to do with computers. Computer tasks are very challenging for me.
Yeah,
I can spend a lot of time learning something, and then a week later, I forget how it was done or how I did it, and it just zaps your energy.
right.
By the time you do, because I'm a one-woman show, I do all my work, shipping, creating, networking, um, all the updating website, this and that. It's a lot of it's time consuming.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's like
Yes,
one person trying to do the whole business and that's tough and that's
it
tiring.
is. There's a lot you don't see behind closed doors that goes into creating and getting a business running. People don't see. They see what's on social media, that things get done in 10 seconds. It's easy, it's fun, it's never
Right.
dirty, it's always clean. And somehow it appears perfect.
I know. There is a lot of false reasons that you think things are so easy from what you see online and what you see in computers. And when they do those YouTubes where they speed everything up and the painting is done in like 3 minutes, how long does it generally take you to complete a picture, to complete a painting?
Well, it depends. Oil painting usually takes a little bit longer because it takes a while for it to dry, and I like texture.
Right.
So I do a lot of layers. I have to wait for one section to dry before I can go back to it and apply more paint, make it thicker. Um, and it depends on the subject matter as well. Some works are very detailed, some works are faster. Um, some things can take anywhere from weeks to many, many months.
Wow.
Yeah.
So do you generally work on more than one painting at a time?
Yeah, yeah, I do. I do.
Okay.
I enjoy doing that.
Yeah, well, that's great. That allows you to allow the time for one painting to dry and then you can move on to it when it's ready. So it keeps you always painting, which is, I know you
Always.
love to do. So,
Yes, yes. I always have paint on my hand or my face. Before this interview, I made sure I have no paint on my face.
I know,
It
right? That's
happens.
hard. Okay, so you market yourself primarily online or, I mean, through your gallery, I'm sure that, but how can people find you other than going to your studio? If they want to look, maybe buy something online, do you offer that option?
Yes, my website is easily accessible and easy to purchase from. With a click of a button, it's done. As soon as I get the information that somebody purchased something, I ship it to them. So it's very easy. I can do FaceTime if they want to see the piece closer or ask questions about it. Um, I'm easily available. They can contact me through my website, which is very easy. My first and last name, ednapines.com. My Instagram and Facebook is also very easy at Edna Pines. And yeah, you can easily contact me, direct message me, or call me, or email me. There are so many different ways you can contact me.
Right. All the stuff that you hate doing, all the computer stuff, right? But it's great because a lot of people just can't get down there and they love your work and they want to be able to get it, arrive at their house. And
Yes,
imagine the happiness they feel when they open that package with that piece of art.
yes, yes. A
That's
lot of times when somebody calls me to set up an appointment to see the piece in person before they purchase it. Some people, want to see things in person before
right.
they purchase it. So when they come in and they look at the painting, they go, "Wow, this is amazing." Pictures and videos don't do justice.
No, especially when you're dealing with layers,
Yes,
painting
yes,
in layers, it's like, it brings it alive, I would imagine,
yes,
when you see it in person.
yes. And most of the time, once they see it in person, they have a huge smile on their face and they're ready to purchase.
That's great. So tell me a little bit about the events that you do. You participate in some art events in La Jolla?
Yes, through Merchant Association, La Jolla by the Sea, we have um, first monthly, first Friday of every month from 4 to 7. Most of the galleries in La Jolla are open, sometimes 15, sometimes 18, sometimes 12. It
Okay.
depends. We stay open during those hours, and people walk around, stroll around, especially not that the weather is so nice.
Right.
Um, and it gets dark much later in the day. So it's a beautiful time to go for a walk, take a date with you, go to these galleries, see so many different art. Um, Sometimes there are artists in the studio that you can talk to and connect with and ask your questions. I've had people who come to my studio. They want to start. They have the passion, but they're hesitant. They're scared.
Yeah.
So I spend the time helping them understand how I started, um,
Great.
about my journey, and encourage them not to be scared and to try it, to give it a go. And if they have any questions, I'm happy to help them out with what I know and
Wow.
help them that way and connect that way.
Wow. That's great. I mean, how many people can get that experience to actually talk to an artist and be able to find out how it is to really do what you're doing? And especially if it's something that someone loves and they have fear about doing it. That's very
Yes,
gracious of you to do that. To be able to talk
absolutely.
to people coming in.
I love doing it. I enjoy doing it because I've been there myself, been there, done that. So I know
Right.
exactly how it feels. A lot of times, some artists come in, they say, "Oh, we haven't done a painting for 20 years
Wow.
or 30 years. I do miss it, but it's so hard to get back to it." I said, "Oh no, come on, come over." And I get her going and we do some demo work on a canvas and I get her excited and she goes home she starts painting again and
Really?
sends me pictures
That's
of
great.
it.
That's
And
great.
it's nice. I've had some people that unfortunately had depression issues,
Mhm.
really deep depression issues, and I was they got inspired by my work, and I I was able to encourage them to get started with the easiest steps, throwing their feelings onto the canvas, um, and just experiencing it. And because of it, they took it to the next step, next level, took classes or YouTube lessons,
Wow.
right, from their home. And they started painting, and um, just knowing that that little gesture helped them get out of their depression and be happy again.
Right.
Uh, it's it's beautiful.
That's
It's
great.
nice. It's
That's
nice.
great.
Just through
Well,
art. Just through art.
yeah, I mean, some people need something like that to just get them back and realize how happy they can be. And,
Yes.
like you've mentioned, art painting is your happy place. And I think for a lot of people it is, only that fear keeps them from trying it.
Yes.
So thank you. I thank you for doing that for people that come to see you, and your artwork, and you encourage and inspire other women. So for that, from San Diego Woman Magazine, where we hope that women share and inspire their, talents with other people. You're doing an amazing job. So
Doing the best I can, one day at a time.
it's great. All right, and thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure talking to you. And I
My
look forward to coming down to the gallery and getting a chance to meet you in person and see your beautiful artwork, because
Oh,
it's
I would love that.
absolutely gorgeous. And I encourage anyone out there, take a trip on a Friday. Is it Friday, you said?
Yeah, it's the first Friday of every month from
First
4
Friday of
to
every month. You got lots of options. So you've got 12 times a year that you can go do this. So go do it, and you'll be thrilled.
yes.
And maybe it'll encourage you to take the steps that Edna took. And
Yes, absolutely. And I'm happy to answer any questions you may have. And I'm having my anniversary, my 1 year anniversary coming up. If you want to join my
congratulations.
newsletter, it's all going to be there. I'm going to update it and I'm going to talk about it. Follow me on Instagram, follow my journey, and let's create together.
Exactly. Thank you so much, Edna. And keep painting, because I can see how happy it makes you. And I know it makes
Oh,
everyone else happy that buys your paintings or even views your paintings. So
thank
it's
you.
been great talking to you. Take
I
care.
appreciate this interview so much.
I'll see you soon.
Thank you.